Go ahead, please.
Hello, this is Frank Shines. I'm with AnalyticsAIML. Our parent company is Custom Bulk USB. We'll explain a little bit more about that here in just a moment. I have here with me today Umar. We're here in sunny Tampa, Florida. Umar, where are you today and how are you doing?
Hello, everyone. I'm here in Rawalpindi, Pakistan, and it's not a sunny day here. It's quite a rainy day here. We usually have a hot season in the mid of the year, so it was a hot month, but now I'm enjoying a really good rainy day.
Great. Excellent. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. We're going to talk about a $50 trillion business. 50 trillion with a T. McKinsey and Company, their Global Institute study, they found that there's about $50 trillion of value that's going to be created by artificial intelligence and robotics by the year 2025. That's major impact. So Umar, what is artificial intelligence? What are some examples that you've come across that maybe folks will understand from the perspective of whether it's entertainment and music and motion pictures, all the way up through business? What are some of your initial thoughts about that? We're going to discuss that, and then we're going to look at specific applications of business intelligence as it relates to this $50 trillion business, AI impacting customer relationship management, small and medium-sized businesses. So with that quick overview, Umar, give us a little bit of feedback, some of your thoughts.
Okay, so when internet started, I was a pretty kid. I was a kid, so I hadn't had opportunity to avail full from the internet. So now when I started seeing a couple of movies a few years ago, I was just wondering how it works, or how can it be possible, like the movie, if you have heard about Chappie or Ex Machina. We used to fantasize and we used to say, oh, that's not possible. But nowadays, machines are self-learning. They are more intelligent than humans. They learn like a baby and they train themselves. So with the artificial intelligence, we'll see this in all the fields, and most of the companies, they have been adopting it by now.
No, that's an excellent point. Many of us have been exposed to artificial intelligence when we think from the perspective of movies, going all the way back to Space Odyssey, 2001, Schwarzenegger, I, Robot with William Smith, and more recently Ex Machina and other movies that are out there. So when we talk about AI, artificial intelligence, we're not necessarily referring to this type of intelligence, which is known as general artificial intelligence, meaning that we're going to be kind of cyborgs, part humans, part computers, or that computers are going to take over the world. We're talking about something that's more practical and specific to today, leveraging some of the basic technologies and underlying principles that you may see in the movies. But we're not talking utopia. We're not talking dystopia. We're not talking about this futuristic, very pessimistic outlook on mankind. We're talking about a $50 trillion market that, when you think of robotics, the most common robotic impacting artificial intelligence in our lives every day is our smartphones to some respect, and the self-driving automobiles, the self-braking that we have in our cars, even things that are done with basic manufacturing plants. Many of them have robots. Many of our cars that are manufactured, you go into the manufacturing plants for automobiles, and you'll see probably more robots than you will human beings. I was over in China just a couple of years ago, and really amazed at the amount of robotics that they use in all the manufacturing sites overseas. So when we talk about artificial intelligence, we're talking about things of that sort. Also, your smartphone, like we said, the smartphone is, it's packed full of artificial intelligence. So look at this little phone. I've got an Android here, and I've also got my iPhone over here. And both of these phones are examples of artificial intelligence devices. Siri uses artificial intelligence for voice-to-text recognition. Android uses voice-to-text. Google, with their capability to recognize and respond using Google Now. Uses artificial intelligence. When you do different searches and things, the images that are found are based upon artificial intelligence. If you do a Google search on images and you go to the images section, those images are based upon machine learning. They figured out certain patterns of what those images look like using machine learning, which is a more practical and the fastest growing area of artificial intelligence that is impacting our lives today.
Yes, I agree with you. Back in 2016, during the mid and end of the 2016, Google was really successful in its creation of AlphaGo that was created by Google's DeepMind.
Right.
So that robot, that AI machine was intelligent enough to beat, the smartest player of the Go player, Chinese ancient game. So that news was really kind of like amazing, and it has beaten the toppest player of Go. So one thing to note about the Go game is that it doesn't uses any kind of like it doesn't have limited moves. So when you start tracking the moves like a chess, so you might end up with unlimited moves. So there is no point that you can create a logic with that. So that was totally artificial intelligence when AlphaGo has beaten the Go player. And now
Excellent.
I need to make sure one more thing, that how it creates $50 trillion value. It doesn't necessarily mean that it will create, AI will create straight away dollar 50 trillion by profit. It will reduce your overhead, so reduce your costs, make your salespeople more smarter, and thus by reducing the cost and making further your sales smarter and everything, it will create the value of 50 trillion. So most of us are scared that we will lose job, but it might not necessarily be the case, because studies have shown that while it will eliminate 5% of the jobs, it will create way more jobs than this, around 800,000 new jobs. Yeah.
No, excellent point. We're going to look at that article a little more in detail as well. There's some really fascinating research done by IDC on that topic, as Umar touched on. You know, Umar, just kind of picking up on where you left off. Not only the AlphaGo, but probably many of us are aware of artificial intelligence when we heard about IBM Watson. You see all the IBM Watson commercials on TV here in the United States.
Yeah, agreed.
And the IBM Watson Jeopardy, right? What many of the folks are saying, the experts in artificial intelligence, is that the best chess player in the world, the best AlphaGo player in the world, the best Jeopardy player in the world tomorrow will not be the computer. It will be the computer working alongside a human being. And that gets back to Umar's point that we may not necessarily see the type of job displacements that many people are fearing, because what may happen is we're all going to get smarter through the augmentation. Think of your smartphone, right? Imagine how smart you now can be with a smartphone. Someone's asked a question and you Google it, right? That's an example of how this technology is augmenting you. There are applications now that you can go on and it will automatically translate your language to Chinese, or from English to Portuguese. So you'll say, quero hablar português, quero falar português. If you want to speak Portuguese, right, it'll automatically translate it for you. And this, again, augments you and makes you smarter. It doesn't necessarily eliminate you as a person in terms of your activities. What were you going to say, Umar?
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing, that in this era, it has made people smarter. We are using the technology and we are making ourselves more smarter. We don't have to like memorize anything like in the past. Anything we want to know, we just Google it straight away whenever we need it.
Right, exactly. So one of the things we talk about here, when we look at how do we apply artificial intelligence to small and medium-sized businesses, one of the biggest challenges that small and medium-sized businesses have is this challenge of being able to bring in new customers, have new customers. If they have new customers, new sales, profitable customers cure a lot of other problems, right? If you have a lot of customers that are coming in, good customers that you can retain, delight, and reduce the cost of the acquisition of those customers, you're going to be able to get more credit. You're going to be able to get more loans. You're going to be able to get more investors to invest in the growth of your business. And of course, you're going to be able to listen to what those customers say, use their data to improve the way your organization works, the way your processes are aligned to provide performance, which then allows you to get better and smarter based upon the feedback from those customers. So as that customer base grows, your capability to listen to the voice of that customer using data and other means allows you to innovate much faster than any of your competitors. And that then allows you to not only continue to grow your top line, but also to reduce your costs and grow your bottom line as well. So when we think of artificial intelligence, machine learning, we're looking at AI for the little guy. How do we take AI-powered sales analytics from search engine optimization to customer relationship management and make it possible for many of the small and medium-sized businesses that are having a difficult time, even with their websites, basic websites that need to be mobile ready. I think the number is about 60% of small businesses are behind the curve when it comes to their basic website. When we look at specifically how or just how big this opportunity is for customer relationship management, there's an article that we refer to here on our front page of AnalyticsAIML. And what they basically are finding is just how much money there is in this industry. This industry has grown from $8 billion to $47 billion, and they're seeing roughly $1.1 trillion of customer value coming from artificial intelligence and CRM. Anything you'd like to add to some of that?
Yeah, I would say same thing like you mentioned, that companies are selling smarter with AI. If you go on Amazon, Amazon is using an AI algorithm that whenever you do a purchase, like you purchase a smartphone from Amazon, so based on the previous customers' data, it will also give you a recommendation, like people who have purchased this phone, they also were interested in purchasing a headphone or purchasing like an accessory related to your phones. So they are making their sales smarter. So that will be the case in the future for all the companies. AI help us sell things smarter, starting from getting a customer to closing a lead.
Excellent point. When we look at our customers that use Zoho CRM, much like whether you're using Amazon to understand what customers purchase and what they're likely to want based upon what other customers have purchased using these AI algorithms like Umer referred to. The same type of thing is being done in the CRM market with Salesforce and with Zoho. And they're bringing in artificial intelligence. In fact, they've already got it embedded in Zoho and in Salesforce, Einstein in Salesforce and Zia in Zoho. And essentially, this $1 trillion market for customer relationship management is going to be very similar to what we've seen with Amazon. Rather than looking at what is the probability that if you purchase something like this, you're more likely to want to purchase something like that, by looking at historical data of all the other customers that purchased that item and then also wanted to purchase this. It's basically a probability. It's a probability that if you've done these types of things, these other things might happen. Well, what they're essentially doing with Zoho CRM Zia and with Salesforce CRM Einstein is they're figuring out what is the probability that particular customer is likely to purchase. So it's finding out of all your different leads that you have in your CRM database, your customer relationship database, or people that you speak with, which ones are most likely to purchase. And we've applied that concept in custom bulk USB and seen the results. So what the algorithm has been able to do for us as part of our growth and contribution to this $1 trillion CRM market around artificial intelligence is that it can score our leads and give us a probability that it's very high meaning a 10, or that is very low, meaning a score of 1. And that allows us to figure out where to focus our attention and use our resources. So again, it's an example, right to your point, Umer, that
Yeah,
it augments the
yeah,
human being. It doesn't take their job away.
yeah, exactly. I'd like to add on more that these AI-based CRMs, they make you sell smarter. Like whenever a leads come in or a customer come in and you had a conversation with him, so based on your previous data, it pinpoints you when to call a customer, when the customer will be available, and then it also gives you a probability, how much probability is that this customer will be converted to a lead. So you know where to spend your time on. And not only this, these AI-based CRMs also indicate uh, your peaks and curves in your sales if they see like an uncommon trend in there. So they
Right.
pinpoint those, and based on those, they conclude you whether you need to invest in your business, going in a wrong path, or whether you need to grow your business that your sales are increasing. So they really help you
Oh,
sell
yes.
smarter.
No, that's a great point. So many different ways that it can that the artificial intelligence, this machine learning, can be used. If you have spam filters, basically artificial intelligence. It looks at
Agreed. Yeah.
historically what type of patterns of types of customers are likely to be spam customers of yours. So every time you click on and report a spam, it's basically updating the learning within that algorithm. So the next time it's smarter, right? So these systems get smarter and smarter over time. And then they aid us as individuals. Listen, one of the things we didn't do is take a moment to tell you a little bit more about ourselves. So we'll just take a moment to do that, and then we'll give you maybe a couple of quick tips and steps in terms of what we found works best with small and medium-sized businesses, from the point that they may set up their WordPress website, analyze their website data, and use AdWords to bring in leads, and use social media and other means of capturing those leads, pulling that data into their Salesforce or Zoho system, using email marketing to follow up on leads, and then ultimately pulling all this data together so they can analyze it and figure out what is the cost of a lead, what is the cost of a quote, what is the cost of an order, what is the full customer sales funnel costs, so that they can improve their conversion rate. Because once they improve conversion rates, their costs per lead goes down, and now they're more profitable as a business. But let me let you go ahead first, Umer. Umer's got a fascinating background. Tell us a little bit about the type of work you've done with different customers and your educational and technological background.
Okay, so I hold a master's degree in mechanical engineering, but while I was doing engineering, I was doing some freelancing work associated with the technology, and there I learned starting from developing a website, graphic designing. I started to get more and more involved over the time, getting projects of web designing, graphic designing, videography. Then it started to grow more on the side of business consulting, technology consulting. So over the course of time, I made myself an expert in data analysis and business and technology consulting. So starting from this, I'll say that all these softwares and applications you see out there, like WordPress, we recommend these because we have applied HTML websites, we have applied Wix, we have applied Joomla and other applications out there and softwares out there. But the best that have worked and given us results are these softwares that you see right in front of us. They're good whether you are an entrepreneur, small business, or enterprise. So WordPress is a really good software. We recommend this because what it does is it's more SEO friendly and it's user friendly. It's easier to make edits, and besides that, it gives you a really good results in Google while you're using the plugins or extensions for the WordPress. There are many out there.
Yeah, good point.
And yeah, and the rest are Google Analytics. You need analytics during the start of your website, so you know you can monitor the traffic. And then there is some paid campaigns that are called AdWords. We use that along with that analytics to capture the leads and know how it's working for us. And we have used Zoho CRM, we have used Salesforce, but Zoho CRM is working good for us as we are a small business, and we use the MailChimp as well to get newsletters and send it out to customers. And coming to the analytics part, we have done the analytics for our company, Custom Bulk USB, using these softwares, and we have found the Power BI to be one of the really good ones, and Power BI is still growing. So these are all things that we have applied on ourselves, and now we are sharing it with the people.
Right, exactly. And there are some other great analytical tools out there. We understand whether you're looking at Weka or RapidMiner, R Studio, obviously Tableau for data visualization is a top one, ClickView and others. We just found for small businesses, many of which have already used Microsoft, are familiar with spreadsheets. It's the most natural. It's like, a spreadsheet a spreadsheet and pivot tables and charts on steroids. So that's the advantage. It's got a lot of integration of all the other things that you already use, like QuickBooks and Google Analytics and Facebook and Twitter. All those things are already integrated into Power BI, so it makes it just that much easier for us to pull together all the data very quickly for our customers, so that we can analyze that data and give them business insights and help them identify patterns. We also use Minitab. This is really important because the approach we take to business intelligence and data analytics and machine learning is not to come up with a data solution, but to come up with a business solution. So a lot of times we have customers that come to us and say, wow, that's really interesting what all you guys are talking about in terms of AI and data analytics, but you haven't fixed my business problem, right? In fact, you haven't even understood my business problem. You just assumed it was a data problem and jumped right into a data solution. So what we do is we start from the very beginning by understanding what is the business problem first. We convert that into a data problem. We then come up with a data solution, but then we unpackage that data solution and we provide real life, practical, operational things that you can do to change your business, to improve your business, to reorganize your processes or redesign or train your people, whatever it might be, that actually makes the data get better. Otherwise, you just got data and you're looking in the rearview mirror, which doesn't necessarily provide you any capability to improve performance. So our whole idea is by using Minitab and a problem-solving approach, we can give a full benefit to our customers. Go ahead, Umar, didn't interrupt you.
Yeah, I'd like to add one more thing here. So I've done the same thing for my customers in the past when we do the data analysis. So the customers don't understand that. Once you give them a graph, so they are like saying you, what should we do?
Sure.
You know, so they don't understand the data. They don't understand the number, honestly. So they need that to be interpreted into a daily life language. So you explain to them that, okay, you see the graph, it's trending down. So here are the things you can do to increase your sales. And so you explain them with the daily life examples and real solutions. So data analysis is easy, but the main thing is how you present it to the clients. That's the main thing. They can understand. Yeah.
Great point. So just to bring it home with a very specific example that Umar and we worked on with different clients on is, okay, so you go to the website and they say, hey, I don't have enough leads coming in. So you get a few more leads, and then they say, well, I'm not sure we're getting any people actually clicking on our web form and signing up. That is good data, but it doesn't give you information. So we then tell them, based upon what we know from our subject matter and domain expertise in marketing and analytics, here are some of the things that we see that are not being done right. You don't have a good motivating reason for people that come to your website to stay on your website. So we're seeing a high bounce rate. So how do you fix that? The root cause of that is that whatever search term they use to get to your website, it's not congruent with what they saw on your website when they immediately hit your website. So we tell them, listen, if you're selling school pens and someone's searching for school pens and they come to your website and they see markers and crayons, they're probably not going to stay. make sure the first thing they see are school pins. And then once you've got their motivation, the second thing they want to see is what's the value proposition, meaning why should I stay and not go to another school pin website? So give them some value, tell them something very specific, lowest cost in the market, right? That may be the thing. The next thing, you're looking for some incentive to stay or do something. So give them some incentive, 50% off, 40% off your first purchase. Now all of a sudden you got their attention, because once that person comes onto your website, the worst thing to have happen is you spend all this time on marketing and effort. You bring in someone to your website and you don't get any information back from them. You don't get them to fill out a web form or do something. They may not always purchase the first time, but give them some incentive, some call to action, do something where in exchange for that, you get an information loan. You get information about them so you can call them later and potentially convert them into a customer when they are ready to buy. Go ahead, Umar.
Yeah, I was saying the same thing. When a customer says, like I'll quote you the same example as yours, that they are not getting leads in there. So like a pure coder, they bombard them with the wordings like, oh, your bounce rate is very high, your website is not responsive, and you're getting a low visitors, your page rank is not high. So the client, it gets confused because it doesn't understand none of the words. So what we do is we explain them in simple words that what they understand, like you explain to them, like you explained right now. So we tell them the story in their words so they understand that.
Excellent point. Yeah, and that's really I think what differentiates us from our competitors. What we try to do is, first of all, we'll listen. Second of all, we're affordable. So even if it means that to get you started, we need to give you some free services and prove out the concept so you can see the value. We're willing to work with you. And then finally, we're all about getting results, quick, tangible results as fast as possible. And so we are using really business solutions that we're helping you with. So we're getting to the root cause of the problem that's leading to the bad data results. Once we solve the root cause of your problem, then what's going to happen is you're going to see the data move in a more favorable direction. And that's really how we provide value to our small and medium-sized businesses. We also have a couple of larger companies as well. Hey, listen, it's been great, Umar. I know I've enjoyed this. I hope that you've enjoyed it. And I'm looking forward to getting out and playing around here in sunny Florida a little bit later today. But thanks all of you who joined us as well. Any other last comments from you, Umar, before we close for today?
Okay, so yeah, talking about the same thing like you explained. And first of all, I'd like to quote just one thing, that most of us are scared because we read all around the internet that AI will take your job or machine will take your job. That's not necessarily going to be the case, because if you see and if you study in details, what these machines does is they lower your cost, lower your overheads, and thus giving your business more value. And once they start to lowering your overheads, then you might think of expanding your business. If they lower your cost, then you're getting more profit, and then you will think of expanding your business. And expanding your business means you need to hire more person. So if we take positive approach, according to the IDC, that in the 2021, AI will create 800,000 more new jobs. So
Excellent.
we should be more positive, like I am. I'm seeing this to be a really good time in the future, and getting so many job opportunities and more opportunities. And I'm also seeing to work with many companies because as per reports, in the next 2 years, starting from this year, 2017 and 2018, all of the companies, around 80% of the companies will apply artificial intelligence to them. So I'm really positive and seeing to work with companies.
Well, great. Well, on that nice upbeat note, we'll go ahead and close for the day. We appreciate everyone who's joined us, and you guys stay safe and have fun. Thanks, Umar.
Okay,
Bye.
thank you.